In this video we will discuss about reading the data from files. The open method is used to open the file. If we want to do any file handling operation such as reading from a file or writing data to the file, then the file must be opened first. The modes that is supported for reading files is the character R, which represents the read operations. It opens an existing file for reading its contents. The file we are trying to open should be present, else an error will be thrown while opening the file. There are two methods which are mainly used for reading files. The first is the read method. This method is used for reading all the content of the file. The second is the readline method. This method is used for reading a single line from the file at a time. We can also specify the number of lines to be read by passing the number of lines as a parameter to the read and the readline methods. Let's test reading a CSV file and see the different ways of printing the output using a program. A file named testfile.csv is created with 3 lines with values separated using comma. File open method is used to open the file for read operation. If statement is added to check if the file has been opened. If the condition is true, then it prints output as file is opened. Print statement is added to read the complete data from the file and print its content. When executed, we can see that all the 3 lines of data from the file has been printed. We can also use the readline method to read the single line in a file. When executed, we can see that it has printed only 1 line as an output. As there are 3 lines of data in the CSV file, so adding 2 more print statements. Executing the program again. We can now see that all the 3 lines have been printed. We can also use the readlines method to print all the CSV data in the list format. Executing the program again. We can see that it has printed all the 3 lines as an element of the list. All the list values are separated using /n except the last element, as all of them are present in separate line in the CSV file. If we modify the CSV file and add an empty line at the end, then we should see /n with the last element also. Executing the program again. This time we can see that even the last element has /n character. We can also use the read method to just read some parts of the file by specifying the number of character to be read as part of the parameters. Adding read method with 5 as parameter. Executing the program again. We can see that 5 character has been printed as HELLO. Changing the parameter from 5 to 6 and executing the program again. This time we can see that 6 characters has been printed, including comma as last character. Using the readline method also we can read some parts of the line in the file. As readline reads only 1 line at a time, so we can specify the number of character to be read in a line. Adding readline with number 5 as a parameter. When executed, We can see that 5 character has been printed as HELLO. To get the length of file, we can use the len method as len of filename.read in parenthesis. When executed, we can see that it has printed the length of the file. Next, we will see how to separate the characters in a CSV file. For loop is used to iterate through the file. It will iterate the file one line at a time till the end of the file. Print statement is added to print the value from the file. We will use the unpacking method to split the words in the CSV file, which are separated using comma. 2 variables are defined as name and number to store the values. Split method is used to split the data which are separated using the comma. Print statement is added to print the name and number values. And finally, close method is used to close the file operation. When executed, we can see that first it has printed the data present in the first line. Next, the data is separated and printed separately in the second print statement. The name and number has been segregated and printed. The same is repeated for the remaining 2 lines also in the CSV file. So, these are the different ways in which we can read the data from files and also separate the contents from a CSV file.